All right, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, what's your name?
Sophia.
Sophia. All right, I'm going to ask you some questions about bees. Where do you live?
I live in Sacramento, California. My bees are honeybees.
All right. Where'd you get them?
I got them from a farmer named, I actually forgot his name.
Oh, his name's Brian.
Um, name's Brian. He's a very nice guy. He gave us half of a colony, then our bees died over the winter. So we got another colony from him.
That's
But-
right. Our
But
bees
we
died.
had it delivered to our house. But my mama said when we first got our first set of bees, when I was 4 years old, she said when she started liking the bees and she got her own bee jacket, which I'm wearing right here. It has a bee hood back here. It goes like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then my mama said one pet she will always have is bees.
Huh. That leads us to a good question. Why did you decide to raise bees?
Because I really don't know why I decided. Mama just came home and she said, I have a pet for you. And she said it was bees. And I got a little afraid at first that they were going to sting me. But I only got stung once.
Oh,
And
what do you do when you got stung?
I pulled this thing out really quick. I put ice on it for 2 minutes and it stopped hurting.
Wow, just 2 minutes, huh? That's all it takes? That's
Just
not so
2
bad.
minutes.
Do you think it's important to raise bees?
It's important because other farmers are spraying pesticides and they're becoming endangered. Colonies are wiping out over the winter, and that is bad.
Why is it bad?
It's bad because bees are pollinated. Without the bees, we wouldn't be able to eat fruits, avocado, broccoli, tomatoes, cantaloupe, watermelon, like that kind of stuff. That fruits and vegetables would be wiped out. We wouldn't have honey. We wouldn't have we wouldn't have beeswax to play with sometimes when we were modeling, and we wouldn't have honey. And that doesn't sound very good life.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
So that's why we need bees.
So where do your bees live?
My bees live in my backyard.
They live in your backyard? Do they live in the dirt?
They do not live in the dirt. They aren't tunneling bees. They're honeybees. They live in a beehive right over there. Can you move them to the beehive?
Yep, I'm showing it right now.
The beehive with the stars and the dots.
That's their home, huh?
That's their home.
Okay.
Next to the grape bush.
Yeah,
We
they like
never
it.
get grapes from that grape bush because it doesn't really taste good. They're like good for a minute and then they're gone.
How many bees live in that box?
I don't think I know. Over
Like between 10 and 40,000, I think.
30,000.
Yeah, many bees. So what happens if can you have too many bees? Is there such a thing as too many bees in the box?
No,
No?
because the queen decides how many bees she wants in a box and how many bees she can take care of and how many can take care of her. The stages of bees are, should I start from backwards or forwards, Mom?
Try starting from larva.
Larva. Then when they come out of the cell, they're a bee, look like a normal bee,
An adult bee.
an adult bee,
Mm-hmm.
and they start cleaning their cell. After they clean their cell so it can be reused again for another baby, they go and they be a nurse bee. They feed the babies and make sure they're healthy. If there's a queen bee, it's fed with royal jelly. Royal jelly, her whole life. But a normal bee is fed with bee bread.
Bee bread. Do you know what bee bread's made of?
Pollen
And honey.
honey.
Then after they take care of the queen, what's their next job?
They tend to the queen.
They tend to the queen, and then what's their job after that?
I haven't told them to tend to the queen.
Oh,
part.
okay.
The queen is the only one who lays eggs. But that's not what we're going to talk about right now. The queen is and when it's really hot, they turn their backs to her and fan her with the wings. And when it's cold, they huddle around her and make sure she's warm. When a queen gets old, another queen is made. And if there's two, they fight and see who wins. The queen is the only one who can swing many times. She lays the babies, and nobody else can. That's one of the stages of being a bee. You tend to the queen.
Okay.
And then the next stage is a guard bee. They sit at the end of the hive and make sure no people who don't want, stealer bees get to them. Stealer bees steal honey. They steal, and if they're under other kind of bugs, sometimes they take the larva to eat and replace it with their larva, so that can kill the whole colony. Because that will lay eggs, and that will lay eggs, and then that will lay eggs.
Right. So the guards only let bees in?
They only let bees in, and if the bee's their sister. The only way they know is the bees from their colony smell like the queen. The ones that don't smell like a queen are turned away. They don't get to go inside.
We don't get to go inside. So are there boy bees and girl bees, or are they just all bees?
There are girls and boy bees, girl bees and boy bees. But one little slut. The girls never let the boys in. Once they've mated with the queen, they're kicked out.
They're kicked out. Actually, once they're mature, usually they have to just hang out at the mouth of the hive because they use up too many resources. But they hang out at the hive hoping for something called a nuptial flight, which is if the queen comes out, they might get to fly and go on a date with her. So,
yep, that is it, Mama.
that is it. So how do you tell a boy from a girl? Do they look different?
Yes, they do. A girl's eye is like that big on their head. A boy's eye is like that big on their head.
They're ginormous eyes. Why do they need big eyes?
To see the queen.
To see the queen in flight. What else? How else do you tell a boy from a girl?
Pollen buckets. There are pollen buckets on their legs. Girls have pollen buckets. Boys don't.
Okay. Anything else?
Me, don't know.
Don't know. Drones, which are boys, are actually a bit bigger.
Drones are boys, bit bigger.
They're a bit bigger.
They're a bit bigger.
And that's about it.
And that's about it.
That's about it. Let me see.
Wait, the honeybee. The honeybee goes and forages flowers.
This is the last stage of job.
Yep, it's the last 10 days of their life. They get 10 days of the lifespan, and this is the last 2 days of their life.
You're going to want to verify
See
that.
these flowers? They're flowers that we
Make-
planted for the bees. They're attended by hummingbirds and bees.
Mhm.
Any pollinator, really. The bees also really like this. There are a couple of bees, but those are only carpenter bees.
Carpenter.
They're not honeybees like we are.
So, is that all your knowledge of bees that you'd like to share?
Let me find a dead drone and find a dead girl if I can spot one and bring it to show you.
Okay, we'll move to the bee body exhibits. Make sure you study those. So this is all your stuff you wear to go in the hive?
Yep, it is. I have to put all this stuff on. Although it's really hard to put on.
good? Alright.
And then walk over to the hive, which is over here. Wait, first I gotta get the stalk up. Calm the bee down. Can I smoke them up?
Yeah, you can.
This is what you do. Calm the bees.
Alright, let me help you. You gotta use the hive tool, right? Open up the hive.
Okay. So what we're seeing is two stacks, or two boxes in the stack. The bottom is called a deep, or a deep hive body, which is where the queen lives. And the second story is called a super, a honey super. It has a queen excluder. There's only a really narrow hallway between the two, and the queen's too large to move between them. So the workers will store honey in the top story, but all the egg laying and brood care goes on in the deep box. And we're going to smoke them a lot today because we're not actually opening the hive to do any maintenance. But we're going to show you what a frame looks like.
Mom, we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Not
See if-
hurting anybody?
I don't think
Very
so.
gentle.
I know,
See
Mom.
what we got here.
Gentle.
Doesn't look like they have not pulled any comb off of this one yet.
No pulling off of that one. Let's see about you.
Okay, just slide it sideways.
I don't think you're good
Okay.
either.
Alright.
Let's show them a real action. Maybe over here.
Okay. Let's see.
It's this one looks like a lot of action.
Yeah.
Can you turn that the other way for me, please? Can I help pull up?
There they are.
Yep, there's more action over here.
So
These are all.
I don't know if you can see here. I'll move a little closer. Some of the comb is capped.
I would smoke again.
The capped comb. That looks like all honey. Okay, I'm gonna close it back up.
The cap is all honey.
Looks like honey. It's not capped very regular. To be very careful seating the frames because you don't want to hit the queen.
Alright.
Okay, we're going to close it up again.
Sophie, will you grab the hive tool there?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
It's important to move slow and calm when you're working with bees.
Can I do some hive cooling?
It actually does make a difference to them.
We are done, I think.
But that was short.
We just took a
We
peek,
don't want to
Sophie.
bother them. We just want to make sure they're doing okay. Alright. Ready? Alright.
Maybe clean the top.
Okay, so. and the
Say
bees are-
bye-bye. The
these
bees
are-
have been put to bed.
Bees are gone to bed. Bye-bye.